to America, starring the Whiskey Novice.
Hello and welcome to another whiskey review with me, the Whiskey Novice, or should I probably say, how y'all doing? Because we're still in America, and this time, part 2 of my series, Back to America, we are looking at, not bourbon, but rye. From the Lawrenceburg distillery, the Wild Turkey distillery there in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. This is the Wild Turkey Rye, the fairly basic one. Yet again, like their bourbon, there's a 101, the higher percentage, but this is just the fairly basic one. This one bottled at 40.5%. Why the 0.5? It's beyond me. I mean, if you're going to go there, just make it 40%, if you ask me. So, what have I got? I do like a rye. I do. I've had quite a few, some good, some bad, some ugly. The mash bill on this one now, typically, well, rye has to be above 51% rye to make it a rye. So they're just scraping in there at 51% rye. There was 37% corn and 12% barley. So a bit of a mix in the mash bill there. Let's get in, see what we get, shall we? Now, said I've had some good ryes, some bad ryes, some ugly ryes. We'll get to what I think of this one in a moment, but I'll give you some notes first, shall I? Putty. Window glazer's putty. If you've ever smelt it. It's not a terribly nice smell. That's the first thing I get off this. And cardboard. So, not off to a great start, because sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. Here it doesn't, in my opinion. There is a hot malt drink nose off it, like Horlicks, that sort of thing. It's just there, floating about in it. There is a little fruitiness, and I think for me, it's a really green, sharp, tart apple. One I've used before, Juicy Fruit chewing gum. Yes. So a slight sickly note off it, if that makes sense. A few things here aren't terribly pleasant. Slight plastic note of it. There are good things, but the good things tend to be quite delicate, and the funk, the bad notes tend to come to the top. That putty note really hangs around in here. A good rye to me will have maybe licorice or something, which is something I'm not a huge fan of, but it works in a good rye. It's all very synthetic or unnatural nosing. There's not a lot of fresh, natural products in the nose of it. So let's see if the palate gets any better. Bittersweet delivery. Incredibly thin. Wishy-washy. Just comes and goes. It does have a palate. There are flavors there. There are notes there. It's just really, really thin. More putty and plastic and synthetic notes. There is a hint of perhaps praline, nuttiness. Weirdly, hops, good beer hops, like a good ale or a porter. Yeah, I'm getting a hint of that in there. Some cinnamon. Slightly perfumed. Bit metallic. And then you're really into the finish, which is sort of medium length, slightly hot. The cinnamon's still there, but kind of metallic yet again, and quite forgetful would be a very good description of this. You can probably tell I'm not overly taken by this one. As I said, there's a 101 version, the higher percentage. I'm a fan of, certainly for the price, Wild Turkey Bourbon 101. Yet again, the standard version a little thin on the palate. So possibly there is benefits to be had with the higher ABV. Although I haven't seen many great reviews on it either. This is just so thin and so synthetic, unnatural. Just, So when I said earlier about good ryes, bad ryes, and ugly ryes, this falls firmly into the bad and ugly. That's not great. Expect to pay, I think I paid about £25 for it, but that'll 25 to 35, we'll say. Is it worth it? No, not in my opinion. I'm not going to add water to this. I did add water during my tasting notes, as always, and it made a bad thing worse. It was thin. If it was thin before, just that glazing putty note seems to be this prominent thing that comes out. I'm sure there's those out there who have had it and liked it. I ain't one of them. If you wanted to pick a good note out of it, probably the juicy fruit chewing gum. The palate gets worse. I actually, and I don't say this about many whiskies, I struggle to finish a dram of this. I'll probably finish this for all's left in it, but when I was doing my tasting notes, I had about that much left in the glass and it went down the sink because I just had enough of it. Not good. So, this then. Yeah. If you've had this, maybe this is your first venture into rye. Maybe this is the first time you've had a rye whiskey. Because when people are on their journey, you know, I certainly wanted to dip my toe in rye. I wanted to try rye, see what I could get. If this was your first rye rodeo, shall we say, then, for the love of all that is holy, I urge you to try this Lot 40 rye from Canada. How can I describe this best? This is balls. This is brilliant. All right. This is not only a good rye. This is a good whiskey. It really is, and not overly expensive either if you can get it. I did a review previously. I'll throw a link for it up there. And just if you did get this and you thought, you know, that's not bad, I quite like it. Now, okay, this is 100% rye, so there's a difference there. But I just urge you to put aside the cheaper ryes, this here, the Woodford, the Bullet rye, which, you know, aren't bad ryes, but I would suggest bypass them completely and go for this, and you'll not really go wrong. Yet again, there's a barrel proof version of this, which at some point I hope to get my hands on. But yes, if rye is to be your thing, you want to try more, you want to try better, you can't really do much better, in my opinion, than Lot 40. So give that a shot. As for this, no. Just no. Sorry, those at Wild Turkey. This product is pretty poor, I have to say. Maybe a little lemon sherbet coming out. Now, when I did my tasting notes, I sat on this. I thought about it. I let it sit, tried it, and an awful lot of it has went down the sink, which is not good form, is it? It's that thin palate, thin, wishy-washy, synthetic. Blech. No, not good. Anyway, as I said, this series not all about bourbon, so we've dipped into rye. Next time, something a little different again from America. But that's this done. Wouldn't recommend it. Let's move on, shall we? Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much to my patrons. If you wish to join that group, details are below. I'm going to go and probably neck this now because it's the easiest way to get rid of it. It's out of that or down the sink. Till next time, here's your good health. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please click and subscribe to be notified of further content.